Do you like big things? I like big things. Do you like big monsters? That's my second favorite thing. Welcome to the Monster Zone.
That's right, folks. Welcome back to the Monster Zone, where we talk about classic and some not so classic monster movies from the past. And who do I mean by we? Of course, I mean Mr. Parker over here.
Hello! I think it's the other way, but whatever.
Are-
I'm in the room, so
he's around.
Sort of.
He's in a room.
Mr. Mikey is also around here.
Somewhere.
Mr. Wife, Angela.
Oh, to her face even.
Whoa. Rude.
Hi, wife. I love you.
Yeah.
And I'm
You gotta
Dan.
start making up for it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, we've been at this for a long fucking time. There ain't no more making up at this point. Just adding tallies to the list. She remembers. Like Pepperidge Farm. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the 1959 creature feature, kind of body horror film, The Alligator People. But before we do that, softball question. Parker, we'll start with you, as we do. Start at the top. What is something you've been doing that's not related to the podcast? A podcast. Well, at least our podcast.
I brought my kids to Monster Jam yesterday, so we got to see some monster trucks. That was cool. I haven't been to Monster Jam since my oldest, who's now 13, was like not 13. He was like 3, maybe 4. So, and I don't even think I was there. So it's been a long time since I've seen the monster trucks. But it was cool. It was a lot of fun. Just been watching. I've been trying to watch more movies outside of the show. It's been hard because usually I watch a lot of them at work, and work has been so slow that I can't like watch like it. It hasn't been possible. So my movie watching for 2025 has been drastically lower than 2024. And I've inquired some new stuff for my collection. I showed it off during the pre-show, but I bought the new Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K Steelbook. And then I bought The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms on Blu-ray, which is a long-awaited addition to the collection because I had mentioned it a long time ago that I was going to buy it, and then I finally decided to do it. Other than that, not much, not a whole lot. Same old.
Seems busy.
Mikey.
I've been like trying to keep my house from blowing up. Found out my hot water heater was a ticking time bomb due to the way the previous owners hooked up to the gas line. So that was cool. That's fixed.
That's fun.
Yeah. Been doing some tape hunting. Picked up Congo recently. Rewatched that on tape. Still good. What else did I grab? Just picked up Lone Wolf McQuaid with Chuck Norris and David Carradine. No, it's not David Carradine. Oh, is it? Maybe it is David Carradine. I'll have to watch it.
It's
Delta
a Carradine.
Force, Excalibur. It is Carradine? It's a Carradine.
I think so. Yeah.
The gym I showed off during the pre-show to pick up a new Bible Man. I slowly try to collect as many Bible Man tapes and DVDs as I can because it's funny. But yeah, that's about it. Just hunting tapes and fixing houses and working. How about you?
Wife.
Honestly, I've not been really watching anything.
You don't have to watch. It's just anything you've done.
Sleep.
You picked your nose once.
Yeah, heck yeah, sleep.
When I was a kid.
Once was all she needed, just the one time.
It's like, this isn't for me.
No. Really? I've not been doing anything but sleeping and working.
I get that.
My life has been a little bit boring.
That's
Next week, we're going to go watch the Minecraft movie.
Oh,
Don't
Lord.
remind me.
This movie's going to make $1 billion, everyone, and we're going to get 17 more Minecraft movies.
Yeah, it seems to be doing very well.
Yes.
I had to check the numbers.
Millions and millions already.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
157.
sure.
At this point, I think it's at $157 million already.
Anything else?
No, I'm a boring person.
That's okay. We all are here.
Yeah.
I feel that. Let's see. What did I do over the last week? I can't say related to our podcast. Well, I mean, I did say this podcast. So I've been doing a lot of magic stuff. Pre-release for a new set, so I went to that. I've been working on my models. I don't know if I said the last time. I finished the Dom the other day. I'm working on a Jagan right now.
Nice.
And Gundam stuff. And I'm eagerly awaiting. We're recording this on the 6th. So Tuesday, Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux hits Amazon. And you should watch it because it's going to be.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah, it's G-Quux. Yes.
I've been wondering. It's just like GQUUX. I was like, how the fuck do you say that?
So if I watch it, will I know what the fuck is going on?
See, the wonderful thing about there's context you'll miss, but the good thing about this is it's literally it's an alternate timeline of the original series.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So
neat.
literally, it's literally one pivotal moment changes this. So, it takes place from the original very beginning. It's a shot for shot from the original show up until a certain point, and it all breaks down to one dude wasn't there because his equipment broke, and it changed the entire outcome of the series.
Huh.
And it's just split like a divergent timeline. But no, you could watch it, not know anything, and it pretty much explains the shit to you. You'll get more context if you know about the original Gundam, but from what I've heard, it's only a 12-episode series, which is a real bummer. But there's an extremely good staff behind this, and the movie that we watched, which was the first 3 episodes, was phenomenal as a fan.
Every time you say it,
G-Ducks?
I know I'm waiting for you to say G-Clux, and it turns
G-Clux?
G-Clux? Maybe. But it's cool. It's well animated, looks cool, but that starts
or
on...
clucks like a chicken, sorry, not a duck.
G-Clux like a chicken?
Chickens cluck, not ducks.
Oh, close
ducks
enough.
wank.
Yeah. I don't know what they're called. No,
wank,
quack.
wank, wank, wank. Anyway,
see,
so somehow this is what we got into, but that's what I've been doing for the most part. I went like cleaning the house up, where we're kind of organizing our basement. It's spring cleaning time.
You did.
Spring
that was
cleaning.
Your idea.
Yeah,
I had no part of that.
It's your burden now.
He's gonna do it. I'm letting him have it.
Yeah. I mean, I could do it real fast if it was my way. I just throw all of it.
No,
in the garbage. Like done.
You can't throw my stuff away.
Well, not your stuff.
Crafty corner.
But anyway, that's about it. So let's talk about a movie. But as I said, it's the 1959 The Alligator People.
Inside this strange, forbidding plantation, on the edge of the death-laden bayous, there is a horror beyond belief. A scientist turns his cobalt rays on the revolting, scaly monarchs of the swamps to transform men into hideous, living gargoyles, whose faces must be forever hidden from human sight.
You didn't have to hit him. Quickest, simplest way, Doctor. But these are people. You don't handle them like animals.
Beverly Garland as the unwelcome visitor, haunted by the fear that the man she loves has become one of them.
What are you doing? I'm not leaving here, Mrs. Hawthorne, until I get the answers to the questions that brought me here. What have you done with my husband?
Lon Chaney as the hook-armed, hate-maddened Cajun.
I'll kill you, alligator man! Just like I'd kill any four-legged gator!
Suspense that will clutch you like quicksand. Pulling you down into bottomless depths of suffocating horror.
And Parker, if you don't care to talk about some of the cast or anything interesting behind the scenes, we'd much appreciate that.
Don't mind if I do. So The Alligator People was directed by Roy Del Ruth, who literally he was born like 1895, literally started directing movies in 1916, which was when he directed his first short movie. And he directed all the way up till 1960. The Alligator People was one of his last films. He passed away in 1961. But some of his most notable films that I noticed on there was a movie called It Happened on Fifth Avenue, which came out in 1947. The only reason that I realized that I recognized that movie is because it had the skipper from Gilligan's Island in it. Alan Hale Jr. And then his last directed spot was a TV show called The Islanders in 1960.
Interesting.
There were 3 writers on the movie. One of them was Orville Hampton, who was well known for writing a lot of animated cartoons from the 60s through the 80s. He also did live action TV shows such as Mission Impossible, Perry Mason, and Fantasy Island. Some of the animated cartoons that he wrote for, I think the last one he did was a Dukes of Hazzard animated series from like 1983, I think it was. It was just called The Dukes.
I can't believe that existed before you mentioned it. I feel like you willed it into existence just now.
I remember that show, Captain
Never in my
Caveman and the
life.
Teen Angels.
Yeah, you wrote
that one. Yeah, I remember that one.
He wrote a bunch of episodes of Super Friends.
Yep,
from the 70s. Another writer was Charles O'Neill, who actually wrote a movie that has one of our stars of this movie in it, called Cry of the Werewolf, which was one that I was actually thinking we could add to the list. That one's from 1944. It's a werewolf movie, so figured it's a monster movie. And the final writer was Robert Fresco, who we've talked about on this show, not for the public, but if patrons, who have listened to the show would know him as the writer of Tarantula.
Oh, yeah.
As for the stars of this movie, we got the legendary Lon Chaney Jr., who is the only actor to ever portray Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, the Wolfman, and Dracula all throughout his career. Which is
when did he play Dracula? I don't know that one.
It was in the 60s, I believe, because he passed away in like 1973.
I'll have to look into that. That's interesting.
Yeah, he. I looked it up. I was like, the only Universal monster he never played on screen was the Invisible Man. So
not that we saw. Could have been invisible.
Yeah, he plays a character.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
that's true.
In the background somewhere.
But he plays a character named Manon in this. Anyone by Lon Chaney for the majority of his career. The only time he went by Lon Chaney Jr. was when his dad was still active, because his dad, of course, was a famous actor, was the Phantom in the original Phantom of the Opera. Or not the original, but I know it was like the first remake that they did of the Phantom of the Opera. Because I think the first version of that movie was from like the 1910s. I think it was one of the early films. And then because that one came out in the 20s, I think, right? The Lon Chaney version, I believe.
I don't remember. It was a silent
I couldn't
film when
tell
it
you.
came out.
It was silent, yeah.
We have Beverly Garland, who plays Joyce Webster. I noticed a movie that she was in called Swamp Women.
Ooh.
Because it was directed by Roger Corman.
Swamps. Hey, okay. Our boy.
She was also in
that one.
It Conquered the World, which Dan has mentioned many times on the show. And then she did
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cactus monster. You actually mentioned it in the Beast of 20,000 Fathoms episode that I just got done re-editing. So there we go. She was also in a bunch of TV shows. The most notable ones were My Three Sons, which she did like 50-something episodes of that show. And then a show from the 90s called Port Charles. It went for like 55 episodes, then it got canceled. And then I recognized her from one episode of Friends where she played Ross and Monica's Aunt Iris.
Oh, interesting. Cool. I'll have to show her to my wife now and see if she recognizes her. She's a big Friends head.
Oh, me and your wife should talk more about Friends because I love that show so much.
Oh yeah, I'll get her in here one of these days. You guys can just talk Friends.
An unhealthy amount of love for that show. Richard Crane, who was also in a movie called House of the Dead, which actually comes. It's actually another movie.
Oh, it's
in this awesome Studios classic that had the Alligator People. So
cool,
nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I didn't realize that they were connected anyway.
He's also in that Cry of the Wolf movie that was written by Charles O'Neill. He plays. Where are you? Oh, Paul Webster. Frida Inescourt plays Mrs. Hawthorne. She was in a Bela Lugosi vampire movie called The Return of the Vampire, where Bela Lugosi doesn't play Dracula. One. He just plays another vampire. One. Yeah. And she was in one of the early renditions of Pride and Prejudice from 1940.
Oh.
And during the filming of this movie, she was suffering from multiple sclerosis, which is you can kind of tell she's moving. There was some scenes, though, where I was like, this lady's moving real fast for someone with a cane. Mm-hmm. But then there was some scenes where
she didn't even put the cane down a couple of times.
she's just cruising. Damn, lady. Yeah, I guess it was like really bad during the filming of this movie.
It's no good.
And then I want to shout some actors who were uncredited, but were in this movie for a decent amount of time. I'll shout one of them out later. But we have Vince Townsend Jr., who played Toby, who was one of the house servants, and Ruby Goodwin, who was Luann, who was the other servant of the house. To be honest, the actors that I named before were the only ones actually credited in this movie.
That's interesting.
With some other ones being like Bruce Bennett, who was actually one of the top billed actors, but he is only in the beginning part of the movie and the end, because he's one of the doctors during like the whole experiment. George McCready, who played Dr. Mark Sinclair, and Douglas Kennedy, who was the other doctor from the beginning and the end of the movie, Dr. Wayne McGregor. But everybody else is uncredited. So I wanted to shout out those two because Toby's got a pretty prominent scene in this movie, having to deal with the
Manning.
Yeah, with Manning, and then Ruby. She had a scene with the main actress, so I figured she needed to.
Yeah, she was around.
Some relevant scene though, because she kind of set some stuff up.
So this was weird. This was a CinemaScope movie, which was just this weird way of filming certain movies back in the day. It wasn't 3D, but it was kind of similar to 3D in a way. And the only reason that this movie was made was to double bill it with Return of the Fly, which was the sequel to the original Fly in 1989 or 1959. This wasn't actually made by Fox. This was made by an independent label, and then Fox bought it later. That's why it showed up on this collection. And then my last note is that there was a video game in 1983 for the Atari 2600.
Yeah, and I guess it never came out. It was like never officially released, but they found a prototype of it somewhere. So I think the ROM has been dumped. You can probably play it if you want to. That's illegally.
There's a.
Oh no, keep going.
Nobody has to.
I was gonna say they made it. Essentially got to prototype stage, not too dissimilar for folks that may know Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo.
Oh right, yeah.
Pretty much a completed game, and they decided not to release it and push forward with N64 stuff. 83 was like kind of the death of the Atari anyway. Was like the first age of video gaming in the United States. Was like literally Atari just destroyed the video gaming market. And if it wasn't for Nintendo, we wouldn't have a video game market. But that's another show entirely. But I watched the gameplay. It's kind of interesting. You play as a syringe, and you fly around as a syringe. And on the top of your screen, there's three people. There's 3 people on top, 3 people on the bottom, and these humans are slowly turning into alligators. And you have to like pick up little things, and shoot them, and it cures them. It'll say cured. You got to get all 6 of them cured, and you go to the next level, and it kind of there's like water, and it like kind of moves, like so it kind of restricts your path. And there's little alligators that are moving around that keep you from getting up there, and just kind of a atypical single screen Atari point game. It was kind of interesting. You should watch a video of it. It's out there.
That's a very strange way to adapt this.
I'm surprised they adapted it at all. It just seems like a random ass fucking movie. Like, let's do Alligator People.
Yeah, Alligator People. The license is cheap.
Yeah, right.
This movie was released July 16th, 1959. It was made for $300,000 in 1959. And if you want to know, it's got a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes with no critic score, but a 23% for audience score. Ridiculous. That's why I don't like Rotten Tomatoes. Bullshit.
Yep. Well, on IMDb, it's 5.9,
which is not bad.
It's a little more fair. Yeah,
not too bad.
That's about right.
When it's out of 10, it's not terrible. It's above average.
Yep. Cool.
That's all I got.
Anything else? Anybody want to add before we start?
I can add some stuff. I just
please
recently picked up the Creature Features movie guide by Mr. John Stanley, one of the previous hosts of Creature Features, and he has a small little write-up in here I can read through if you want.
Yeah, please.
All right, let's see. He's got it at 3.5 stars, which is pretty fair. It's not too bad at all.
3.5 out of 10. Got it.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
And he says, Orville Hampton's screenplay is swamped with cliches, but still an entertaining B effort. George McCready is a hypo-happy scientist experimenting with a serum to restore accident victims to normal, but which results in scaly skin and glutinous gills, which I don't think that's how you use glutinous, but I'll take it.
No, they don't have gills either, but that's fair.
No, they don't. You see, he's been extracting the hormones from gators. Richard Crane, TV's Rocky Jones, is one of the doc's guinea pigs who's just wed Beverly Garland. When he runs away, she rushes to his Everglades plantation to become a dame in peril. The film is notable for Lon Chaney Jr. as a modern Captain Hook, and he has a bog day with his over-the-top role. Yeah, because it's in a swamp, I get it. There's also a great scene of a rain-soaked Garland stumbling through a gator-infested swamp. Bruce Bennett lends authority as a psychiatrist, directed by Royal Del Ruth, with a slimy feeling for a swampland horror tale. That's not too bad. Sounds about right.
Fair.
There we go.
We don't even need to do the video now. You already nailed it.
Yeah, I did. We can all go home. I'll also
No,
give you
you're
a piece of advice if you do want to watch this. If you happen
Please.
to have any of the Cinema Insomnia DVDs that include the Swampo Vision glasses, I'd recommend them. Nice green tint for a black and white swamp movie. That adds a lot to the experience for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's worth investing in.
Where did you guys watch it? You have the DVD, Parker, and you watched.
I got the DVD. Yeah, same set.
Okay. We didn't get the DVD because I wasn't sure. So it's on YouTube. Couldn't find anywhere to watch.
Yes, I saw that it was the whole.
Yeah, I just watched it on YouTube, so I don't know where the right situation for this movie is currently.
How was the quality on the YouTube rip?
It was all right. It was
DVD was
pretty good.
Passable.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Say it's no worse than when we tried to watch the last one, where we tried to watch it one place and it was so dark you couldn't see anything.
Oh,
yeah. There was the 2 releases on Tubi. I remember we talked about that.
Yeah.
Attack of the Giant Leeches.
Attack of the Giant Leeches. There you go. We'll get it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just how drunk. Kathleen.
Hear me.
Kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good beer, bad movie night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
So let's talk about the Alligator Peoples. Actually, I dedicate this movie for alligator rights, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, seriously.
For real.
Damn.
For real.
So essentially, the movie opens with a title crawl and then panning across the swamp, and I'm like, this just feels like a Universal film.
Yeah,
Like the moment this starts, it just feels like a Universal movie.
You need that like shaky, like it kind of looks like waves. Like
Yeah,
as like words pop up.
Essentially, we get to now. I didn't quite catch this guy's occupation, but I'm pretty sure it's a neurologist of some type or a psychiatrist.
Can we talk about the fact that he pulls up to this hospital and he gets out the passenger side? Why does he do that?
Wait, on you talk about the very beginning. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, when the guy shows up to the hospital in the beginning of the movie, because the guy shows up to the hospital and he parks his car in front of the hospital, and he literally is sitting in the driver's seat and he shuffles over to the passenger seat and gets out the passenger side.
Lon Chaney does the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I literally thought the same thing. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Okay,
interesting.
He can't open the
That's
door
just how
with
they
his
do
left
it.
hand.
So,
that's a good point. He's got the hook.
Yeah.
The psychiatrist
Mikey.
doesn't.
Just reach over with your other fucking hand and open the door.
That would be too easy.
He was too
Anyway.
drunk
Makes
for
sense.
that.
Probably was. That could explain it. So this is Dr. Wayne McGregor, neurologist, psychiatrist. I don't fucking know. So essentially,
Brain doctor.
What now?
Brain doctor.
Absolutely, he pokes people
Of some sort. Yeah.
So essentially, the long and short of it is he invites this other guy, and I don't remember his name because realistically, they're not that relevant to the plot. Her name's then he has a lady that works for him. Her name's Jane. And he's been doing some like, what is that, suggestive therapy or whatever, where they put people under mostly, but they can still like talk and interact with them. I don't know.
She's in like a hypnotic state. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He like dopes her. This dude's like all about needles. He's like, I got a good one for you today, Jane. Like, okay, dude. Sure.
Also, before she comes in, I want to note that he's the one doctor is talking to him and he's like explaining the situation. He's like, first thing out of this dude's mouth, is she pretty?
Absolutely.
Oh yes. I get the situation, and she's pretty, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
You gotta know.
Twas the 50s.
I know.
The 50s.
No, I'm just laughing. But so essentially, the long and short of it is he says there's something up with her. She's got something going on, and he's like, all right, I'm just gonna show you. So they put her under and do the whole like, does this smell like chloroform thing? But it's actually they just inject.
No,
count
I got an extra
20.
sharp one for you this time, is what he says.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Golly.
How many times have we done this?
This is comforting.
How many times?
Yeah.
He's like erasing her brain at the end of this. Like,
I was prepared for like a lobotomy or something.
I was so.
Honestly, he pulls the ice pick out.
Yeah.
He's like, you see that over there? What do we need that lie detector test for? They don't lie when they're under that. And he's like, oh, you're about to see something.
I want to see something really cool. Hold my beer. No.
Hold my syringe.
So like she's cool with it. Like he does ask her permission.
Mm-hmm.
So he does get consent from her for somebody to be here while they're doing this. He records it. He puts the lie detector thing on, the whole shebang. Because the whole idea is when people are under like this, they don't they wouldn't lie about it. It's like literally getting into their subconscious, essentially. Ask them like questions they normally probably wouldn't say anything about or whatever. Anyhow, so they put her under, find out her real name's Joyce Webster, and she was married to Paul Webster. And both were in the military. He was in a plane crash, but survived said plane crash. And they're on their honeymoon on a train trip to I don't remember where. Do they specify where they're going?
Nope. At least I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it.
Okay. So they kind of like allude to what's going on because they're in the train cart. They get like some telegrams and stuff like that. And
I didn't know we had this many friends.
Yeah, well, actually, before that, because he's like Paul's trying to tell her there's something wrong, like there's something up, because he was in a horrific plane crash. He shouldn't have lived. Like he should be dead.
She describes his injuries, and it's like, yeah, like your left nut got ripped off, and your jaw was pulled off across the room, and like your lung was collapsed, your skull cap was flipped open. It was crazy. And he's just like, yeah, and
you're more handsome than you were before.
Yeah, they make it very mysterious.
What's that movie? It had a bunch of famous actors in it. It was like back in the 2010s. It was like movie 43 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with Hugh Jackman and his testicle chin.
Yeah, what if that's what
I just think of Men in Black 2. No, Men in Black 2 had the Balchinians. Yeah.
The Balchinians.
Yeah, that's it. The Balchinians. Yeah, thank you.
That was my Diablo 3 character's name for the longest time.
Balchinian.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. I love that. But so like he was like her like Mikey said, like this dude should have been dead. He shouldn't have lived through this. Like you find out more detail about it later, but then telegrams come in and it kind of like whatever, and they're like, "We have friends, tee-hee. How did they find us?
We didn't say anything to anybody."
Yeah, right. One of those things. And then like Paul like looks at one and he just like stands up and walks the fuck out.
He just
on a moving
leaves.
Train. He's like disappears.
He's like, "Hey, you! When does the train stop again?" "Well, it's gonna be 33 minutes." And he looks out the window. He's like, maybe 35. And I'm like, where did the 2 minutes come from?
He even say he's like, "We're running late." He checks his little watch.
He's like, "We got to stop at the mail place, and you only got 30 seconds, so make it quick."
Yep.
Do a tuck and roll
like,
while they're still going.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna get off like just for 2 seconds, I promise. I've just got to get milk and eggs." And she's like, "Okay." And then like she sees him out the window and just gets it, and then just see you later.
She's like banging on the window.
Then you hear the narration. You just hear the narration. "That was the last time I ever saw my husband," which is a lie because you see him later.
He ends up changing his name. He moves to Hollywood, changes his name to Paul W.S. Anderson.
No!
This is where I
have an idea.
Origins.
I'm going to make horrible versions of the Resident Evil movies. Paul,
marry the main actress.
Paul, let me get you some books and stuff about it. No, it's all going to be from my brain.
Yeah, let me see like 2 or 3 cool scenes from the game. You show me because somebody else.
And I'm going to laugh at them and never use them.
Yep, pretty much. So that's pretty much he never mentioned his family.
Nope.
Anything, just that he went to college at LSU.
Yep.
Like that was it. So
she
like
didn't think that was strange at all.
No, right? How do you
like
not
now it's weird. Now that he's vanished, it's kind of odd. But before that,
So wait, none of his family went to the wedding? Did they just get married at a town hall? Like what kind of wedding?
There was a bunch of gators, but they didn't. She didn't know he knew them.
That was the wedding party. Just alligators.
He just thought he really liked. Like he went to the zoo and they had like an Everglade exhibit, and like that's where they got married. And she just thought he really liked the Everglades.
He's like getting hot.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's like Paul. What's going on? It reminds me of home.
Oh,
he's over on his heat rock, just chilling out.
He's got his mouth wide open.
Bird flying in and out.
Eating.
You know how alligators do.
That's what they have to do. Like they consummated the wedding night in a fucking hot tub, like with like swamp, like lily pads and stuff. The night has been consummated. Before he goes to bed, he sleeps on like vinyl like sheets, like plastic sheets, and she has to come in with a pump sprayer to spray him down with water.
Yeah,
every,
gotta
like,
keep him moist.
Hours. Rolls him over. Make sure you get the crack.
Oh,
sorry,
God.
The Gator Man.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about Gator Man later. I
love him.
So professional. Anyway, so she actually looks into it. She's like, I don't understand. He never told me anything. I don't know anything about him. Like the only way she found out where he lived or where he came from went to the college, got the address they gave him, and went to this place.
Which is
That was a cool
hilarious
aspect of it.
later. Yeah.
The mystery aspect to it's kind of neat. They just kind of set it up all mysteriously, and she's like solving like this whole web of deceit to figure out his true origins. I like that.
Yeah, I definitely like the fact that it's just not it's not just dumb woman doing things,
Yeah,
getting in a shitty situation.
She's smart. She's figuring stuff out. She's following leads. You don't see that very often in the 50s.
Yeah, she went to a college in Louisiana and talked to some people she never knew just to find out if the rumors were true. And that was a really obscure Jurassic Park 2 reference. If anybody ever realized that.
Right.
It's where they're talking about Sarah when Ian and Richard Hammond are talking, and he talks about how Sarah went to Columbia to find out if the rumors about the island are true. What made me think of that for some reason. I don't know.
I just like how you called him Richard Hammond. You combined his actual name with his character name.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, John Hammond. I did. I just blended them together.
It's
what?
Richard from
It is Top Gear.
Top Gear. Yeah.
The
Top
hamster.
Gear.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's the one I brought forth. So anyway, so she just rolls up at, what was it? Bayou Landing. Paul, that's where he came from. A town place called Bayou Landing.
Yep.
And she just shows up with like a tiny ass bag. That's like all she's got. And then like a crate. She's sitting on a crate that
says
know what's in it.
That says radioactive on it. And she's like, this looks like the perfect seat.
Please don't.
box is
I was like, you were so smart before. What are we doing now?
Yeah.
She just sit there. She doesn't know where to go. She just gets dropped off. She talks about how like there's nobody there. Nobody else got off. It just looks like a derelict train stop. And she gets off, and like this fucking dude that I didn't realize his name was Mammon.
Mannon. Yeah.
Mannon. Sorry.
You don't find out his name until later when the Mrs. Hawthorne mentions his name.
Yes. So this is Lon Chaney's character, and I just called him Bayou Billy. And I don't know what else to fucking call him. And he rolls up. He's like, I'm there to get that package, and then like grabs her. She's like, you want to ride? And he's like, she's like, I'm going to, what's the place called?
The Cypresses.
Oh, the Cypresses. Yes. He's like, they ain't expecting no one, but I'll take you anyway. So throws her in, charts down comes out the passenger side door.
Yeah.
Goes, I don't know.
But then he has to go into the driver. Yeah. Because she's in the passenger side.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I'm surprised he didn't just like scoot over. I'll hop in. You drive.
You've got two hands. You can make it
with
easier.
my hook. My hook had prevented me from driving the truck.
Yeah, it's a manual. It's old Ford pickup. It's like a late 40s, man. You can one hand it. You know what you're doing.
I saw it. Stamped on the truck. Was it? It was an
F1.
No, it said F250 on the truck.
It should be an F1.
It had the stamp on it. It said F250.
I missed it then. I'll show you what I know.
My eyes saw it.
Then your eyes saw it. Because I kept thinking the old ones were just kept old F1s back then. So
I mean, yeah.
Well, back in the day, there wasn't a 150. They just had the 100s. There was F100 and then there was the 250. So that's probably when they transitioned to the 250 and I didn't realize it.
It's not even the coolest vehicle in this fucking movie.
It's not. No. We didn't talk about the Imperial from earlier, but that's neither here nor there. I gotta get back to where I was in my notes. God! Oh, they drive along, going through the bayou, the swamps, and then stops to move a log, and then just randomly guys wrestling gators.
Horribly, by the way.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
It just happens.
The worst way to like approach an alligator and try to like wrestle it. Like these dudes are just flopping all over the place with a real alligator, by the way.
Oh yeah, the gators are real.
Yep. The majority of them. There are a few that
gator rights.
Dude, yes, this motherfucker just hates him a gator.
They took his hand. Yeah. They took him a hand.
Dude, he's like, damn, slimy, slippery gators.
I'll kill them all. Like, I'll shoot them all the time.
Just runs one over. Just go,
he's fine. He didn't feel shame.
Right.
This shit'll buff out. Just walks off. Like, what the fuck, dude? Drops her off. She's like, get out. Like, kicks her out.
My favorite though is the shot of them driving the truck as the alligator walks into the middle of the road, and it's like clearly they're not actually driving. It's just like they're just bouncing, and Lon Chaney's face is like
Hollywood.
Why'd you do that?
Roads are bumpy around here.
Say they gotta drive like
It's either that or when you watch movies and people are driving and they're doing this all the time. Like you're literally cars should be doing this all the
going
time.
back and forth.
It's like we're driving through an American movie. Who does this? Do you do this when you drive?
No.
Okay, good. Some people around.
Otherwise, the insurance premiums would be insane.
Probably.
You know how many people you'd hit if you did that?
Right?
How many gators you'd hit?
Well,
all of them.
We don't have them here yet, but
I'll
give
get
it time.
them slimy bastards.
They're coming.
I'm gonna get them
Ain't too
all.
far away.
I'm gonna get them all.
He's got a little chalkboard, just like adds another line every time he hits a gator.
He's like, why do they
No,
keep
he just-
multiplying?
Takes
He
his
does it with
claw
his
and edges
hook.
it into the truck.
Yeah, with his hook, yeah.
It's like one of those old fighter pilots where they put their kill count. It's another gator.
Oh, he can just do it across the top of his truck.
My favorite
Yeah.
thing though is when they show him putting the crate in the back of his truck at the train station. He's got to use his hand under the hook thing
Yeah.
to like stabilize the
clearly
box
see
because he was
it.
going to drop it. Yeah.
Yep. It's all right. He's trying. He's trying.
He's doing his best. He's old at this point.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you can see him when he gets back off the truck. He pulls his sleeve down.
Yep.
Don't want anybody
Hey,
to see that.
Yeah, you didn't. see
Nobody's
that?
got to know. This is low budget. He drops Joyce off at the Cypresses. It's a big mansion out in the sticks, as it is.
Old plantation.
Now you come to what now?
Old plantation.
Yeah, absolutely. You get introduced to the owner of said home, which is Mrs. Hawthorne, which just makes me think of the band Hawthorne Heights. Take from that what you will. And Joyce can stay because the train won't be there till tomorrow, even though they don't want her to. They kind of want her to get the fuck out. But they're not going to be rude. They're going to let her stay, but she can't leave her room. You can
Because-
stay up there.
Because Toby tells Mrs. Hawthorne, Toby,
Yeah.
who-
Toby does, yes, thank you.
the unsung hero of this movie, who like,
Yes.
is like, but Mrs. Hawthorne, he can't. There's no train till tomorrow, and he's like,
Can't leave her out in the swamp.
well, you're right, Toby. I guess we should let her stay.
The voice of reason.
Yes,
He is.
Let's see. Yeah.
but she also states, well, Mrs. Hawthorne's like, yeah, well, I guess we just let you stay, and she and I can't. What's the character's name? What's
Joyce.
Joyce. She goes.
Joyce,
She
yeah.
goes. I feel I don't have a choice.
She says that a couple times.
Yep.
Yeah, she does. She
She's
hammers
like-
it home.
Oh, you need to
she's
stay in your
smart.
room and you need to lock your door and you don't come out at night. And she's like, I guess I don't have a choice.
Yep.
Like, bitch, you're in my house. Of course you don't have a choice. I'm telling you how it's
My
going to
house,
be.
my rules.
Yeah, my house, my rules.
Hit the bricks. If you don't fucking like it, walk your happy ass back to the train station. Hang out with the
You
gators.
won't even last 10 minutes in that swamp there, Joyce. See how I got this hook hand?
Got
I
ran
wonder
over
how
by
he
a
holds
car.
all
It's
the-
nothing to do with gators, but I'm going to hold it against him.
I don't know
was
how he
we saying?
holds
Oh.
all of his booze with that hook hand because he's drinking.
That's right. What'd you
Lon
say
Chaney.
happened? How did he lose his hand? We were talking about this yesterday.
I don't remember. What did I say?
Can start writing the
Oh,
bits
yeah.
down.
He didn't get to play enough Gator golf. He was mad.
No, he played it wrong.
No, he was mad because he didn't get to play enough.
Yeah.
That's why he's so mad at the Gators.
Gator golf, give it a whack.
He played
Give it
it
a
one
whack.
round and got his hand ripped off, and he's like, "Damn it,
Gator
now
golf?
I can't play anymore."
See, the only
Led
thing
to a
is,
whole recall.
yeah, he fucked up the rules because the gator didn't play by the rules. Because you give it a whack and the gator's supposed to throw it right back, and this gator didn't throw
Mhm.
the ball back, and he took his fucking hand. And I'm gonna reach in and get that ball.
That's exactly how Chubbs lost his from Happy Gilmore.
Yep.
Damn.
Hey,
Just
Chubbs, I got you the gator that
Yeah,
got
is
your
that-
hand.
You think? What are the odds?
What if it's like all this, like Chubbs' alternate universe?
No, because I don't see Chubbs being as dirty as fucking Manning.
But he wouldn't be a piece of shit. He's from an alternate universe.
Oh, okay.
That's why he he
sure.
made it through, and he ended up being a golfer and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. It's just like Invincible.
sense,
You know,
makes
you have
sense.
the good Mark Grayson, and then all
Yeah.
the alternate versions of him are all pieces of garbage.
Yeah, that's the one. It's all it takes, man. It's one bad day.
Yep.
So then she's just in her room and just shooting. Stop that shooting.
Toby,
Shoot him.
go get man and tell him to stop that shooting. The girl's here.
He's determined.
I just
too, 'cause
love Toby. He's
explains
just
it
like-
all. Yeah.
He's like, but
why?
ma'am, I don't want to go out there. She's like,
Dude,
Toby,
I don't wanna be alone with Manning.
him. And he just
He
wanders
has-
out to the fucking middle of the swamp to go tell Manning to stop shooting.
Dude, listen, there are a million reasons why Toby is the smart guy for not wanting to fucking be out there. A million
Lon Chaney's
reasons.
one of them.
Yes, Gators. And he's not in Chaney having a gun. He is not in an advantageous situation.
Yep.
I just imagine it's like this is my canon. Like he walks out there and like Chaney's just blasting gators, missing all of it. Obviously, they're not going to show them like shooting gators on screen. Surprisingly, they don't. I figured they would just fucking do it. But like he's just pia 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 pia, like Danny DeVito. Though. So we just started blasting.
Not with the left hand though.
No.
We have 2 guns.
He's just pointing with his claw with this one. You should just take it like and just claw.
Yeah, he's like, got like in the trigger guard. He's
like, I'll shoot all the gators I want all day long.
And like, here's my headcanon. And like, there's all these gators, and like Toby just comes up and just like headlocks the bitch and starts dragging him away. And he's like, I will get that gator. Shoot her! Shoot! I just more dressed.
This is more like the
Toby's a badass, by the way.
He is
badass.
He is
the Gator guy.
The Gator guy.
Says, shoot him.
That's what I'm talking about. The swamp people. Shoot him.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
He's the only one in this movie who like attempted an accent. Like he actually, like Lon Chaney at least tried to do the Cajun accent.
Yeah.
Tried.
Effort was put into it.
Mrs. Hawthorne, she was from Europe because she had a British accent, like at least close.
She's probably a vampire.
Probably. They all live down there.
Right. Well, Toby talks him out of it. He's like, come on, dude. I get it. He's like, I get it. I don't like him, but that's enough for tonight. So he kind of chills him out. He's got unlimited ammo, never reloads his revolver.
Those gators were chill, by the way.
Yeah, super chill.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit. Did they sedate him, you think? What do they do? Drug him up?
I'm guaranteeing certain ones they definitely did stuff to chill him out. Like there's one later on in the movie that I'm like, oh, there's no way that they were able to do this scene without it being somewhat sedated or dead.
Up close and personal.
I thought it might have been dead.
I did too. I don't know what you're talking about.
There was like no motion, but like these were definitely just, you could tell, like especially even on the DVD because it's more high def than what you were getting back in the 50s. You could tell all the gators had tape on their mouth around their jaws.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
The only one that they didn't were the ones that they would wrestle because they had to show the guys actually wrapping rope around. But there were ones like when people are wandering through the swamps and actually running into the alligators, you can see the tape, the black tape on their mouth so that they can't actually attack.
That's smart. That's a good idea.
That's a good way to keep your actors safe. Not, it sucks the animals, but
also alligators, like most crocodilians, alligators don't just attack to attack like they attack when they're, someone's getting too close to them or whatever, but they only have so much energy. They like when they strike at something, they have to like literally chill for a couple hours before they can do anything else because they just deplete their energy and the sun like charges them up. Yep.
Yeah, it takes a lot of resources to do. That's why they're ambush predators.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're not just
fastest
like
animal within 10 feet.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, alligator could outrun a human. It's like, yeah, but they can only run so far before they're just like, I'm gonna drop down right here and I'm not getting up for half a day.
Well, the only time is in prehistoric times there were actually long-legged crocodilians.
Mm-hmm.
So way down the lineage. Anyway, so we get a cut to Miss Hawthorne going somewhere. She hops in her dope ass Dodge wagon, 59 Dodge wagon, and drives off and goes and meets with. Well, you will get his name later. It's not relevant now, and it doesn't spoil anything.
She doesn't say his name when she shows up here for the first time.
She called his first name, but not his whole name. I can't. Think of his first name.
But doesn't she call him before? She calls him. She's
Mark.
like Mark. She's like,
yep,
his wife's here. Like she's here. And they're like, how did she find out? It's like she found records at the school he went to, and they're like, why didn't we think of that? And I was like,
right.
Should have
seemed pretty basic.
We burned and murdered everyone else. Why didn't we think of the record?
I forgot about it.
Should have burned the school down.
Yep. But they essentially kind of talk, and like she goes and meets with her, and there's like a dude in a like completely covered, and they're like wrestling him and give him some kind of injection to like chill him out.
Okay, that injection, there is no reason for him to go really hard.
Yeah, he was jabbing.
Dude.
He's being an asshole. He's like, this is what you get for acting up.
I have given shots. That is not how you give a shot.
It looked like they were sedating a Jawa too. Like the fucker, he's got the little hood up and he's like teaming all around the room and shit.
Dude, all these orderlies for the video watchers, all the orderlies literally wearing shirts like this.
Guns out. Well, it's too intimidating because, like, if somebody came at me sleeveless, I'm gonna give up. If I'm seeing the musculature, I'm not.
I wanted to be the guy on the other side of the bed for when he like runs towards the door. He just stands there and waits for them to bring him back, and then he was like,
Yeah.
"All right, sit down there." And he's like, "Oh, he ran away again. You guys got this, right?" All right, he comes back. And, yeah.
That's his job. His name's Chuck. He's like, dude, bring him to the bed. I'll keep him there. If they get up, I don't chase people.
That's you too.
It's not my job.
You got this, right?
We got runners. I'm the holder. That's it. That's me. That's
just like palms their head, pushes them to the bed, doesn't let them up.
Yeah.
He either does that, or if we need to take care of them, he just puts a pillow over their face. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
The knockout pillow.
I just wanted one of them to run up and just do a suplex on him, just fucking elbow.
Or
sleep.
I could picture this dude, the holder. Chuck Holdings is his name.
Chuck Holdings, yeah.
Sorry, Parker.
Professional holder.
I can just picture every time he's like, people run. There's got to be a thing where people just run and he just stands there. Like, Chuck, what are you doing? He's like, you guys know what I do.
I'm the holder.
Get him. Yeah,
it's in my name.
The guy. But there's got to be one time where a dude runs by Chuck and he just clotheslines his ass. Knocks him the fuck out. Like, I got him. You guys go back.
Much.
Is this an abuse of power? No one
so.
will know.
Possibly.
No, how are they going to know?
It
We'll just turn them into gators too.
Yeah, turn them into gators.
So they plot something. You know, something's up between Mrs. Hawthorne and this guy who I forgot his name, Sinclair.
Mark.
Yeah,
Sinclair.
Mark Sinclair. Mark Sinclair.
I do declare.
Oh. Joyce is in the house, and just this mysterious dude rolls up and just like comes into the house, breaks into the house to play piano.
I don't even think he breaks into the house. You find out later that who he is, and so it's like he's just allowed to come to the house.
Well, we don't know that though. Is this true? Are we going to start doing a? Is this a get shorty thing?
What's that?
I had to break in. You left your door open.
Pretty much. yeah, exactly.
I love his disguise too. When he comes in, he looks like fucking a Ninja Turtle going to see a movie. He's got the collar popped and shit. Yeah.
Is that a Jose Canseco bat? Don't tell me you paid money for this.
The classic trench coat.
Yep, he's like plays, and then like he kind of realizes who it is, like shambles out, but like dirts the carpet, and like poorly. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You ain't cleaning that.
Yeah.
Your mom's gonna, or like the
there were no prints though. She only notices the prints inside the room. She doesn't notice prints leading to the room.
No.
I just like that she like white gloves the keys and she's like got gator slime. Like
she's like, it's still wet.
Yeah.
I know this.
So he was moistly playing the
But also
piano.
she's just so nonchalant too. She opens the door and she's like, hello. And he's like, oh no. Just fucking runs away. And then she's like
she's gonna recognize him.
Yeah, when he's all gatored out.
Yeah. I love his voice too when we hear it later.
Mm-hmm.
When Dan coughs, it just seems so aggressive.
Yeah. You're gonna come back, eyes all bloodshot.
I was fixing my gator.
I just gave birth out of my mouth.
Got a gator in his throat.
He does. The fucking callus is getting weak. It's starting to fall out.
God.
My buddy at work does that sometimes. Like the callus acting up. Like, yep. Haven't had to ask for promotion in a while. But anyway,
nice.
Damn it.
I
was gonna say when she takes her glove across the finger and it's like across the finger, takes her glove across the keys. I've been doing it all night today. And just smells it. She's like, this is Paul's cologne, but it's just swamp water.
Swamp juice.
It's just what he smells like. You think the mud is just where like Paul's like bowels just let go and he just shit all over, got all over his
there's no way. Listen,
he's an alligator man. He's still civilized. Come on. He's got a little gator toilet out there.
When they're showing the carpet and the amount of mud is in each footprint, I'm like, how much mud was on this man? Is he like
waist high?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like it's like massive amounts of mud falling off as he steps. But yeah, his coat is completely clean. I don't understand.
Are we sure it's mud?
Are we sure it's mud? Yeah, Dan might have
Maybe
something
he can't
going
hold
with
his
it.
bowels anymore.
Yeah, dude, look at me, man. What'd you do? Step in some mud? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be the richest guy in the world because I'm the only guy that knows where to find white mud. I didn't say mud. I said crud. What'd you do? Follow some crud?
I mean, I feel like a
remember that's
different
from.
reaction would happen if she walked into the room and it was actually feces, and she's just like walks in. She's like, "Oh, jeez, what
Well,
the?"
now, right? And Paul, listen, Paul may be a civilized man because he is, even be it Gator or
He
not.
He can play
but
piano.
It could be.
He
It could be a
can
side
very
effect.
well.
It could be a side effect of the treatment.
Yeah, just loose
Like-
bowels.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
happens.
Yeah.
This movie is very depressing as it progresses.
is.
It's
Yes.
it just gets darker and darker, and then you're like, oh man. You get to the end, you're just like, oh.
It's kind of like giant leeches in that way. Just don't expect it to go in
Yes.
that direction.
I feel like this one's
Yeah.
worse. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's like a
is.
body.
like I
horror
had
to
more
it, but
emotion with this one than
Mr. Paul.
Trash Bag Monster
Yeah.
movie.
You
Yeah,
gotta
we'll
care
see.
about
Like,
Paul. You don't care about the leeches.
yes. Because you like the next day, the scientist Mark Sinclair said he's going to go and talk to. Essentially, Paul goes back and talks to his mom because he runs across her on the road after he flees the house and finds out that she's there, and that he's like, you need to tell him. He doesn't want to because he just is having a nerve. He doesn't want his wife to see him like that, right?
Mhm.
So Dr. Sinclair, Mark Sinclair, or whatever, said he's going to go talk to her. Like to get her to leave, not to tell her the truth, but like get her to leave so she doesn't find out what's
You
going
gotta
on.
go.
So he shows up in his boat car,
Oh, so cool.
as one
Which
does.
is cool.
It's a Ford boat car. It's an amphibious
Amphibian.
vehicle. Yep, I looked it up.
Yep.
I still like the Dodge. The boat car's cool, but I love the Dodge station wagon. I thought it was a 2-door wagon. I was like, oh shit, but it wasn't. I got really excited.
She had a kid. She can't have
No,
two-door.
but people didn't care back then. They used to buy ranch wagons and shit, and you just rock that 2-door.
You just throw your kid back there and
That,
let
that's
Yeah,
you
toss 'em
make
back
them
like
get in the
cargo.
fucking back, dude. I did that almost all my life.
Dude, my
Like, get in
babysitter
the
had
fucking
one of
back.
those station wagons where the seat aimed to the like,
Backwards?
back of the car. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm,
So you
Dude,
can
they're so
wave at people
fucking
driving
sweet.
behind you.
it's
You
like
write
a
faces
faces
and
and
shit.
messages on the back glass.
You're gonna die. Watch out for logging trucks.
You get a dry erase board. Hold up, where'd you learn to drive, asshole? Stuff like that.
Try to create a road rage situation when your parent wasn't even
Yes.
involved in it.
Yep, you're just going down the
Pull
road.
over! I'm about to beat the shit out of those kids.
What kids? You look in the back. There's nobody
Son
there.
of a bitch! Oh my god! It's a ghost.
The
Right lane.
wagon's possessed.
The ghost
left
of the
lane's for
prior
passing.
owners.
Right? What the fuck was I? I have boat car like very distinctly pointed out here.
the
was
truck,
neat.
boat truck,
You always point out the firearms and the cars.
That is
the
I would do.
cars.
Yes, there were no
vehicles.
firearms in this movie though,
Well, his gun.
which is
Well,
fine.
he's got-
I just don't point
yeah,
that out.
He had the pistol.
Cheney's got
Oh,
his
the
little
pistol.
pea shooter.
Sorry. The little
Yeah,
pistol. I
the
forgot
gator
about that.
blaster.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the old can of Gator going. It's just a revolver.
The Master Blaster
The Master Blaster.
Master
Right.
blaster.
for gators.
Makes me think of when I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and I was trying to hunt down the legendary alligator.
Gotta get
You
it.
get some good money for them pelts, dude. 100%.
Dude, I remember watching videos of that thing and I was like, God damn. Now I really want to play Red
Yes,
Dead
dude.
Redemption 2.
I know, because I wanted to finish the murder quest where you find the serial killer.
Oh, the
You know about
vampire
that?
guy or whatever he was.
Yeah, because you find the one
Yeah.
right outside of Valentine, and the second body I found is all the way in the bayou, like in the corner. He's dismembered and like tied to a tree. He's been like drawn and quartered or whatever, like tore up. But I did find the wolf man. You're just like going around, and there's this dude was raised by wolves, and he's just dicks out running butt naked. And he's like howling like a wolf and stuff. I found him, but I couldn't.
Wear clothes.
They don't, but
Yeah,
I like
that's
tried to
true.
like meet up with the dude. Like, sir, let me offer you a cut and shave. And he just kept running. And I never found him again.
Take his pelt in, try to sell it as a wolf pelt. See what happens.
Oh.
Isn't this human? Like, no, this is definitely a wolf.
Okay,
Listen,
if
I
he's
shot
raised
him.
by
You
a wolf,
weren't
does
there.
that make him a wolf? I believe
This,
so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nature versus nurture.
100%. Essentially, Joyce, because she's an intelligent individual, is like, to Miss Hawthorne, I'm not an idiot. Paul, you know something. Like, you know something is going on. Essentially, like, I'm not leaving until I find out. End of story. And she kind of breaks down there eventually and just tells her, I'm like, yes, I'm her mother.
I'm his
And then
mother.
this is where his mother, her mother, whatever. We know what we mean. I put the brain in the robot. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I wonder sometimes.
Doesn't Paul after this whole thing, doesn't Paul just like show up again
Yeah.
No, because he comes at night and she's like waiting in the chair like a villain. Joyce is.
Yeah,
Like, I know
he
it's you,
thinks
Paul.
He thinks it's his mom, and it's not.
Yeah, he's like, I know
Yes,
you've been
Joyce.
fucking them swamp bitches. Like, I know it's you.
He's like, Mom. He literally, this is his voice, like, Mom, is that you? And it's like Joyce comes out of the chair and like, oh,
He
I know
sounds
it's
like
you. He's
fucking
like,
RFK.
Yeah.
He kind of does.
He's been smoking some cigarettes for a long
No
time.
kidding. Smoking the
Sling
swamp
blade?
herbs.
Yeah.
Sling blade.
Joyce, you can't see me like this.
From all the smoking.
He's got the
No, it could be from the military. It's all the exposure to like jet fuel and stuff. He was a pilot. Should fuck you up.
Oh, when did they do Agent Orange?
Oh, that was
that was a little after, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they were playing with it post World War II.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
true,
it.
yeah.
Absolutely sure.
They got in the
were.
prototype stages.
Yeah. Hadn't quite made it orange. They were still an Agent Yellow.
They hadn't discovered Red 40 yet.
We'll add Red 40. It'll make it orange. Then we'll put it in all of our food.
Oh boy.
You can look. I'm just making jokes, people. You can look at it's whatever. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so Paul like runs off, like you can't see me like this. Like he's still in his Flasher's trench coat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he just runs off into the woods, and she just bolts after him into the the swamp, out the door, straight into the jungle. Right. So just right after him, and there's like it's pouring down rain. There's gators everywhere, and then she trips over one.
There's one.
This is where you finally learn
there's
his
one
name.
that's not real in the
Yeah, that's the
shot.
one she trips over.
It's the one
right?
that's
That's
mouth
the fake one.
opens.
Yeah,
when
that's
she
the one
hits
she
it.
trips over.
Yeah, and then there's another one she trips over that's real, but you could tell it had its mouth taped up so that it wouldn't attack her.
There are several of them you'd see, like just
yeah.
moving in the background.
I think there was only a couple, like maybe two total fake
ones.
alligators. There was this one here, and then one later in the movie.
Okay. And I think the one that opens its mouth, they just stole it from a putt-putt course. I was like,
Oh,
down the road.
absolutely.
We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
I promise.
I mean, you got to think this is the 50s. It's like early animatronics, if you think about it.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
being like, just put a motor in here, and just all it needed to do. Its tail moved too, so it's like its mouth opened, and then you saw the tail moving as well.
They had a string attached to that one. They were like,
I just assumed there was like
Sufficient
pulleys.
line.
There's like people underneath the ground and like shrubs with like pulleys, like move the damn tail.
Yeah.
No, it's
Like a rod puppet.
Yeah.
Those things you get from the store, like the kids' vinyl toys that you get from the store, and you like push their mouth shut and it just opens up. They like tape the mouth shut,
Yeah.
and untape it, and it goes.
Yeah.
Woo. But this is also where she starts running in heels, and she ends up not running in heels at the end. She has sneakers on.
Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to that. Good catch.
She gets stuck in the mud. and
She was
ends up with
ready at the
sneakers
end.
on.
She knew to
Oh.
wear sensible shoes.
All right.
She was
didn't notice
not. What's her face running in heels to get the
The
T-Rex.
T-Rex. Oh, yes. In Jurassic World.
Bryce Dallas
Yes.
Howard? Is that it?
Or she's running
Bryce
in
Dallas
heels.
Howard, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
take your damn shoes
Claire.
off, lady. Claire.
We need to get more
God, I hope.
teeth.
I hope that none of those characters in the fucking.
They're not.
Just none.
I,
of them. Thank
from what I've
God.
read, it is a soft reboot. I mean, it is a continuation of that franchise, but it's like a kind of a reboot to a degree.
That's fair.
And there's a Cloverfield dinosaur in it, so I have to go see it.
Yes.
I am
I'm
down with
legally obligated.
I go to every one of these movies, so I will be there.
It's
Hmm.
it's the D Rex, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a weird mutant.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, if you're gonna be, it's just big monsters, dude. It's cool. I'm fine.
Mhm,
They give me
mhm.
dinosaurs and monsters. I mean,
You can
King
be
Kong.
both.
Why not? This happened.
Mhm.
Journey to the center of the earth. That
Alligator
had
People.
Gertrude the duck, and that fucking made that movie. You should watch that. We should cover that.
The original?
The one from the 50s.
Okay.
If that is the original, I don't fucking
think
know.
that's
I don't
the
think it's the original one. The
No?
one it might be, but it's got Pat Boone and Gertrude the duck. That's all that fucking matters.
I've got like an Italian remake. I don't have that version. I'll have to find it.
No, it's real. It's an American movie.
Oh no, I have a different adaptation
Oh.
of the Journey.
okay.
Yeah,
They've done
On the shelf.
like 8 million.
they've made a bunch of them.
What's going on, everybody? It is Parker here to tell you about an amazing event called Live Stream for the Cure. Since 2017, this event has raised over $100,000 for cancer research and to make the world immune to cancer. So join us Friday, May 16th from 4 p.m. to midnight and Saturday, May 17th from 8 a.m. to midnight as we try to raise money for an awesome cause. And if you want to see Dissect That Film and what they're going to be doing for their segment, make sure to join us on Saturday, May 17th at 12 p.m. for whatever shenanigans are about to happen. So please join us for another awesome year of live stream for the Cure, 9 years running. See you then.
So she trip over the fake gator. Bayou Billy rescues her. It's like, oh damn, you
I
shouldn't
don't
be out
like
here.
him in this part.
I don't. But one thing,
I like him here because you think he's a good guy. He goes out and he saves her and he brings her back. And he's like,
getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I've got the power of foresight.
Right? Well, the thing is like she's running through here, sees tons of gators, trips over them, but freaks out about the snake.
Yeah.
Dude, I still no, this is relatable because I literally looked at my wife and I went, I would be more afraid of a moccasin than I would of a gator. Like I would rather run into an alligator than a water moccasin.
But the fact that he hooks it and picks it up.
Yeah,
and
he
I'm like,
does.
wow,
He's just like holding it the whole time.
So
like
the
it's his
snake he
little
picks
buddy.
up was not a moccasin. That thing was like a python.
I
or a
don't
boa
care.
or
Yeah, it was
something.
like a
It's
constrictor
snake
or something.
that you have royally pissed off by picking
he literally
up.
just picks it up and is just like, "Whip, see you later."
He like claw machines it. He's got his little grabber.
Wait a minute. I just realized he's our fuck. I just blanked his name.
John Voight.
Anaconda. Yeah, John Voight. He's our John
Paul
Voight.
Shrub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Paul Shrub.
Go get that anaconda.
I was just thinking about that movie yesterday.
We're gonna kill
I gotta
that.
watch that
Gotta kill
again.
that alligator people, baby bird.
Yeah, he fixes it. And then he takes her back to her he takes her back to his shanty and
The swamp shack.
yeah, yes, the swamp shack.
That's what it is.
Swamp shack.
It's what it
there's
is.
It's one room.
B-50s. It is. The B-52s have a song about it.
Yeah.
It's before they became big.
Swamp shack, baby.
So the B-49s, and then they upgraded the B-52s.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, and then this is where he gets like super inappropriate and handsy. They blame it on the alcohol, but I think he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's definitely a piece of shit.
Not
I think he's
good.
just a piece of shit.
He's ultimately ultimately the
exactly.
man, the reason that the ending happens.
He does.
Yeah, that's
and like
that's kind of neat about
all
it. Like,
because
you see the whole movie, you're thinking it's gonna be evil alligator people, and then it's like the true villain was evil drunk hook hand Lon Chaney all the time.
the real villain is man himself
Exactly.
the whole time, but it was just Lon Chaney.
Yeah, a man who seeks
Yeah.
revenge on a guy who just randomly busts into his house and beats the shit out of him.
Boom!
Dude,
Kicks in the
it's
door. Like,
oh my god, it's so great. He fucking knocks him a couple times. Then he does the whole like puts the hands together. Ah!
Oh yeah, the
Double axe
classic,
handle.
like, axe chain. Yeah.
dude,
Oh.
like I was
He's
expecting
using
this
his
kick
gator
in,
strength.
just kicks in like boom. What's his name? Paul Webster. Boom! Like theme music starts playing and shit. He flips him. He does like a hip toss on him. Like, pow.
I'm an alligator man. Alligator
I'll
man.
get you, Gator Man.
Dude, I love his delivery on that. He's like, I'm gonna kill that gator, man. He's just like so mad at him.
There's a secret to why this movie was selected. Okay. It's literally this line of dialogue is exactly why I picked this movie. I grew up watching trailers of monster movies on VHS, like dinosaur movies, monster movies when I was a kid. I've talked about it, Creatures of Hollywood, Dinosaurs of Hollywood, stuff like that. There is this cut. This line is in there where he's like, I'm gonna get you, alligator man. But I've always remembered my line is just Gator Man. I'm gonna get you, Gator Man. And I'm like, I need to watch this movie. Like, this is my you mentioned it, and it came up at one point. I'm like, put it on the list. We have to talk about it. And that's just this scene is the only reason I've ever wanted to see this
You
movie.
got lucky though on this one.
You
because
did.
I had just put it on the list, and you got it from that spin.
Dude, I was totally worth it. But it was a good scene. Like they tussle. Like like he knocks the gun out of his hand, like Paul does, and they fight it out and shit, and then like knocks him out, and then Paul he rescues his wife and takes her because it's like, I'm gonna take you home. Does the proper thing. He may be Gator, but as Mikey said, he's still a man.
Is still man.
He still loves his wife.
And a gentleman at that.
Mm-hmm.
So Bayou Billy, I gotta get past that. I just have Gator Man, like an exclamation point is my note here.
Same.
This is where we get the big exposition dump between Mark Sinclair, the scientist, and Joyce.
Mhm.
Just tells everything that's happening because Paul doesn't want to. He doesn't want to disappoint his wife. I mean, realistically, like you're married, you don't want to do that to your wife. Like you would assume, like he's just assuming the worst, right?
Yep.
Because of everything that's gone on.
She could never love a gator, man.
Yeah, this is just Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Instead of a rose, it's Lon Chaney Jr.
Beauty in the Bayou.
No, Gaston's Lon Chaney Jr. It's just flipped.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's our Gaston.
He's our Gaston.
Yep. But essentially, we get the whole thing about how the doctor took essentially the healing quote unquote hormone out of the gators and used it on victims that like were in accidents, would help them heal. Like, it's the whole reference was when reptiles and stuff would lose limbs or tails and be able to grow it back rapidly. The idea was to use it on humans to get that same result. And Miss Hawthorne, or I think was it Miss Hawthorne's? It wasn't until Paul got hurt that Miss Hawthorne funded the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Was it prior to? So Paul got fucked up and he was the worst, but it worked. And Miss Hawthorne like allowed him to do the stuff here to help people. Then we found out that the healing hormone came with other aspects of the alligator and started turning people into alligator people.
Which
that's
doesn't make sense. His explanation, because he talks about how lizards can lose limbs and grow them back, which is only certain lizards, and it's mostly a tail.
Yep.
Like usually certain lizards' tails can get ripped off. It's a defense mechanism. But alligators can. Alligators can. Like I've seen alligators with missing hands, feet.
Yep.
Well, they don't have hands, but missing feet. Parts of their tail. There's an alligator at Gatorland down in Orlando that's literally missing its entire upper jaw.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah, and it has to be like hand fed every day because it can't, chop down on anything. But like the alligators can't regrow limbs, and so the fact that they're like, we got this, we did this whole thing. We extracted it from alligators, just for the fact of rebuilding him, because of the fact of we find out how badly injured he was, and they're using alligator hormones or whatever it is to fix him. But it's like, he should have been lizard man. He should have just been like, I extracted it from geckos and he became gecko man. Yeah.
Gecko man.
But instead it's like, no, alligators. It's like, I mean, I guess it's for the sake of the movie and the story. Sure.
Yeah,
but
I guess it's
it
not
doesn't
as
make
scary
sense.
to have somebody swarmed by geckos.
I think it'd be pretty fucking terrifying. You can make it terrifying. They start crawling in your mouth, up your nose, in your ears, coming out of your eyes.
And every time they stick their tongue out, it makes the Yoshi sound. Yep. Every time.
I love those little guys.
It's cute and terrifying. They just like
you hear them in your
use their
sleep.
tongue and go inside your head and pummel your brain until you die.
Oh Lord! Did you turn into Mondo Gecko from
Mondo
Ninja
Gecko?
Turtles? Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice reference.
I wear my Ninja Turtles hat, and I have to have all the Ninja Turtle.
It's giving him all the turtle knowledge, like through the head. Yeah,
it is. So essentially, there's all these people, and then varying people have been turning into gators at varying rates. Paul's the one that took the longest, and the telegram he got on the train in the beginning was saying what's going to happen to him or what is happening to him. And that's why he got off immediately and explains everything. And like, it's kind of cool that the whole thing with him kind of comes to a resolution earlier than you would expect in this, when everybody kind of comes around like, hey, we'll help him. We're just trying to get him normal. It's not like you find out at the very end of the movie credits, kind of thing.
This is a very different monster movie than most.
Yes.
When it comes to like person turns into some sort of monster, usually it turns into like an evil story. Like they turn to evil, or they can't control what they do because they've become this animal. It's like, no, he's still Paul. He's just having
he's got a skin condition.
It's ultimately a skin condition. And he has, I guess he's stronger too.
Gator strength.
Yeah, he's got gator strength. I will say I primarily like his. I like the effects for like how he is now. Like now, what's later is a little over the top.
But we needed it. We needed that.
So we did. Oh, we did. I'm not opposed. But I'm just saying, like him right now, I actually don't mind.
Yeah,
like I kind of like what they're doing with it. So then they're going to do another procedure, and she wants to be there for it, which is cool, as she should be. It's her wife, and the doctor agrees. Like his husband, whatever, his husband. I keep flipping. You know what I mean?
You just did it.
Listen. I've been doing this all day, and this train's going to keep rolling. I'm not
You just
getting off
turned
it at the mail stop.
No,
We're just
you
going.
You only
You
got
turned
30
into
seconds, Dan.
Alligator
30
Man
seconds
with a
before the
Y.
train starts moving again.
Nope, too late. It's already going. So
Sorry, but she said her wife and his husband.
It's
Oh,
beautiful.
listen,
God.
as long
I'm
as everybody's having fun, that's all that matters. So the idea is we're going to use
Very
cobalt.
progressive.
No, I'm just trying. Absolutely, I'm trying.
Yeah,
So
for the 50s especially.
right. So the idea is they're going to use cobalt 60 as some radiation treatment, but it's got to be like a specific amount.
30 seconds
And,
worth.
Yeah, no more than 30 seconds.
No more.
Like minimum or max. I mean, no more. But then of course, fucking Bayou Billy rolls up like I'm gonna get that gator from last night because he disrespected my hobble, and just rolls up. And does he accost the lady? What's her name?
All of them. He like backhands
All of
them
these
all.
yells.
Yeah, he's yelling at
Yeah.
everybody.
Okay, that's right. Okay, I just remember the lady. So like they tell him to go away, and he's like, I know that. He's he goes over there, interrupts the procedure, and essentially starts fucking like knocking people out and shit. Like none of the orderlies stop him. None of the dudes.
They just run in. They run in with their short sleeves there. Like,
they got to roll
what are you
their
doing? You
sleeves
can't
up,
be
show
here.
him
And
his
he's just like,
boss.
I'm going anyway. And they're like, they step in front of him. And then there's like, walks by him.
Nothing.
What?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Chuck, where you at? He's like, I'm holding right
He's
here.
like,
Hold
I don't know what you want me to do. I have one job.
Yep.
That's your
it.
job.
Yep.
Hired
And
me
he's
to
like, he's not a
hold.
gator.
That's
We
it.
can't go after it. Or a gator person.
So you
I missed
kind of
something,
went
I'm
by the part where they're testing this radioactive device on an actual alligator. And this is the alligator I thought was possibly dead, because when
I
they're
did
putting it on the
too.
table, it's not reacting at all. Like you would expect it to at least squirm a little bit, but it's just like, and it does when the beam is hitting it. You can see the inside of its mouth like moving, so, like it's breathing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe it is alive. Maybe it just was sedated or just real chill.
It was dead
mean-
until they blasted it with like radioactive rays.
I love
back
how
alive.
after they blast with radioactive rays, so like the Dr. Sinclair's just like, all right, bring him back to the cage, and I'd be the guy going, I'm not touching that thing.
It's like
You just
glowing. and
blasted it
shit.
with radioactive shit. Like, no, I'm
Well,
not doing this.
if they're using the cobalt to make Paul back into a non-alligator man, what if they blasted the gator and turned into a little guy?
He's just a
little human,
dude.
like a tiny little dude.
all
Whatever.
alligators have just been people.
It's just
the
a
whole
universal
time.
cure of gator.
The man's contracted
Oh,
gator.
man. But back to this one where they're shooting it on Paul. It's just a still image of Paul on the table with the beam hitting. You can actually see it. Nothing is moving.
They probably had to animate the beam.
No,
So
they don't even
had to,
animate
use
the
a
beam.
still.
It's just a light.
Okay.
But the
It's
whole
just
that
one
whole
shot.
image is just one image, and there's nothing in that image is moving at all. So it's
That's how much
just
attention I was
still,
paying.
yeah, pretty interesting.
I didn't even realize that. I just thought,
No,
that's a really
didn't
slick
catch
shot. Yeah, they essentially while they're juicing him, Bayou Billy rolls up, just starts knocking people out, and just sees him in there like, oh, so that's where he's at, and then smoke just starts billowing from the control panel and the laser gun. The radiation gun, nobody shuts it off. Like, fuck it, just let it go. And he just goes in there, doesn't give two shits. And by the time he does, that's when everything kind of and then he goes around. It's the Gator Man. Like Paul is now
Gator
the
Man.
Gator Man.
Yeah, he's like, that's not him. He's like, I ain't fucking with that, and he tries to leave.
Yeah, he's like, it's too much gator. I liked it better when the ratio leaned toward man.
When there was
I
a
could probably
man,
take him.
yeah.
I had my chances then.
But now,
yeah, and he goes to swing with his hook and just hits the back of the ray and electrocutes himself.
I feel like that's
Like
how I'm
you.
gonna die. I see it coming.
And some weird alligator experimentation.
No,
You're just
mostly
getting off?
the accidental electrocution.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a really specific way to feel to die. Like, okay.
Yeah, you're watching that, you just feel like a tingle. You know it's coming.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's like, that's the cue, man. That's it.
That's it.
And everything's going to hell. Like he gets, I think, does he run out? He runs out. I think Joyce runs after him, correct?
His
As the
run is
Gator Man.
incredible here.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
no,
he's
no,
got this
she-
gate to it.
Well, he runs
doesn't-
away, and she follows.
He does like a
'cause she screams
Baywatch
when
run.
she sees him as the Gator Man.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I think anyone would have been like, holy shit, this wasn't what she was expecting.
No.
Yeah, because you don't know how he's going to act. He's like, what's he going to
I mean,
do?
that control
Like,
panel goes up in smoke. Oh my God. Walking out of that house to chase after him and that fucking house blows up.
The whole,
holy
just the whole thing. I think everybody went with it, right?
Oh yeah.
Everybody was still inside.
I think I'm going to hope, and I'm just gonna say that they did, but the helpers in the house, the servants in the house, they're definitely they made it out. Yeah, they made it out.
They were smart. They saw this coming.
I'm not going to accept that Toby and Luann were in that house at the time.
No.
They were too logical to hang out for
you know what they were doing?
Experiments.
They were at their little shack on the side of the house enjoying some dinner, and the house blows up and they look out and they go, well, tomorrow's going to be a great day.
Yep. Well, see, the thing is I know Miss Hawthorne, which is obviously not who she is, but she had to drive to get to where Sinclair was. So it's probably a considerable distance.
Oh, that's true. This is the lab. This isn't the house. So
yeah, so they're probably fine.
So Toby and Luann are safe.
They just never came. There's a big explosion and they just never came home.
Yep.
That's their house now.
This house.
That's what I was going to say. Now they got a really nice place.
That's
to
how
stay
it works.
At.
The husband's dead.
All the gator they can eat.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But she runs after him, and like he's just like trucking through the woods, like the swamp, and they're running across other gators and falling into pits of water, and then he falls into a pit with a gator and gets in a fight with a gator. And, and then Joyce sees it like, oh no, what's going to happen? Of course
This is where the other fake gator shows up. It's the one floating towards him. And then he wrestles a real gator, but then it turns into a fake gator because its legs are
That's
super
what I was
stiff.
going to ask.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if that one was real, because he's like, I didn't want another ape situation where they're obviously killing a real animal.
No, he starts out wrestling a real gator, but then when when he's like flipping around, you could tell by the legs they were super stiff. I was like, but there's an alligator that's like floating from underneath some like branches. It's fake.
Well, see, I was gonna say because he jumps in, fights the gator, then gets out of the water. Joyce jumps into the exact same body of water.
I think they just reset the gator.
The fake gator. Then the gator floats back out.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, there's gators there, ma'am. Are you just jumping?
They just filmed this on Jungle Cruise at Disney.
Yes, it had to be
reset.
Yep. And then she goes, and then
she wouldn't get attacked because she has a gator friend.
She doesn't. Well, he got attacked.
I don't know. He's fighting the gators. The gators haven't accepted him yet.
I just feel like the man part.
I feel like this is just him stumbling into like a sports bar,
but doesn't know anything about
starts punching random patrons. Like these gators aren't doing nothing; they're just hanging out.
I don't like your sports.
Wrestling you, sports balls for weirdos, and he just starts choking people out. But then he gets out of the water, and they make mention of this at the beginning of the movie, and I did not. Is he falls into quicksand?
Yep.
And it's the quickest fucking quicksand ever.
And she's just standing there like, no, not ball.
He's like waist, chest high, neck, gone.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's not quicksand. That's impossible. That's just see you later, sand.
Ludicrous speed sand.
Ludicrous speed sand. Perfect.
Ludicrous speed? What's the matter, Colonel Sanders?
Sir, we've never gone that fast before.
Yes.
Sir, you should put your seatbelt on.
I love the way the swamp swallows him, though, because there's this part with Sinclair earlier. It's so poetic where he's like looking off into the distance talking to Joyce, and he mentioned something about all of life starting from slime and goo at the bottom of a swamp or whatever, and then that claims the gator man, the swamp goo, took him back.
Those are my favorite shots of
brings
movies.
A tear to your eye.
Those are my favorite shots from movies like this. Just like when
there's like
characters talking
away.
And then they look away when they're saying something dramatic.
Yep. And even Bayou Billy said something about the quicksand. Like at the
he was the one who mentions
movie,
it. Yeah,
he did.
Gotta watch out for that.
Or like when she first gets there.
Well, yeah, because he's like, "How long do you think you could last out in these swamps?" I would say 10 minutes. If it's not the quicksand, it's the gators, and I hate them gators.
Yep.
She just needed a rope.
What?
No, yeah, also true. Yeah, she could have thrown him a lifeline. A big stick.
At him.
Just lean a tree down or something. Like do something. Throw him grab that dead gator, throw it in, like reel him.
Maybe it's like the fly with the hydraulic press. Maybe it's what he would have wanted. So there's no trace of Gator Man left.
Maybe. I thought he killed himself with a shotgun. What fly?
Oh no, that's the remake. That's the remake. Yeah, the original, he like gets smushed by a hydraulic. He like crawls in and she's like crying, like pushes the buttons, like smushes him.
They
Very
stole that
sad.
shit. That fucking Terminator ripped that damn idea off.
Yeah,
Son
yeah.
of a bitch.
Oh, I thought the
Anyway.
original Fly, he died from flying into a spider's nest or a spider
That's the
web.
second
Oh, that's the human part of him.
Oh,
No, that's all. Actually, you know what?
or is that Return of the
Isn't
Fly?
it the original? I was
I thought-
trying to remember. I can't
could be
remember
wrong.
actually. Now that you
I
say
thought
it.
with the second one, he got
Is Vincent
stuck
Price in
web.
the original Fly, or is he in the Return of the Fly?
I think he plays the brother in the. Well, I got to watch the Fly after this. Now we'll do the
Two
double bill.
brothers.
We'll do the Alligator People Return of the Fly.
There you go. There you go. It's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut back to the psychiatrist. Let's say psychiatrist, and they're sitting there talking to themselves, and the main dude's like, he's got this weight on. Like, do I explain to her? Like, she's kind of like compartmentalized this off of her mind and doesn't remember it. Do I explain this to her? Is this the right thing? It's like this ethical question. Does he explain it to her and try to help her out because that's what he should be doing, or does he let it alone because she's kind of safely had dealt with it? And then like they call her in, and the other guy's like shakes his head no, and he's like, you know what, you just have a good day, and they just drops it there, like just let it be. It's a very interesting way to end the movie.
Yeah, I think it was
Like
pointless, to be honest. The beginning and the end are kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I think it would have been fine if we just had the story starting out with Joyce and Paul on the train. Like I don't see what this didn't lead to anything. Like
It didn't.
It's all. It's I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me because it's almost scarier to know that she experienced all this, and we'll never know that she experienced it.
See,
It's just kind of weird
that's-
and creepy.
That's what I was gonna say, because this movie does do a lot of unconventional things
Mhm.
for monster movies at the time, even though it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like this opening and ending bit where they decide not to help her, and then
Mhm.
with the it being like he's not the monster, they do like the solution comes like 2/3 in, how everybody's actually trying to help him except for the asshole that helped her at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's not the usual, like we've seen a lot of these where it's always like, oh, the monster kill it, and then we won. There's the dame, the end kind of
It's
thing.
also kind of neat too. I don't know if it's intentional or not. I'm not sure how hard they were thinking writing a movie called The Alligator People, but it's kind of interesting that Joyce is so like independent. She's such an atypical protagonist for the time when it comes to women, and then the whole ending is like them taking away her agency to be like, no, she can't know about this. It's kind of sad in that way too.
Mhm.
Kind of look at it
All right.
a little more thoughtfully than it deserves.
I guess I can see
That's
your
fair. I didn't
point.
think about that.
But for me, I was
I didn't think
watching it initially going, I don't know. I just didn't
Yeah, what's the point? What's
Yeah.
the point?
just didn't seem necessary. But you guys are making some
We're
good
alligator
points. So.
people.
To be honest, I was
Parker's
kind of
like,
looking
"Just give me
forward to
the
that, but we literally got what, 1.5?
Alligator person?
Yeah.
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 Alligator person.
Position call, but I guess it's not as dramatic.
Yeah.
Or it's not like Lon Chaney versus the alligator.
Yeah.
Or anything
At
like
least they
that.
didn't pull like a Guyver and have like Lon Chaney on the cover as if he was the alligator
I
person.
thought he
'cause I
was,
would've
to
been
be
very
honest.
disappointed.
I thought he was going to be the alligator, the guy in
Interesting.
the makeup, but nope, he was just a dude.
So,
he was the true villain of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Alcoholism and lack of education.
Mm-hmm.
It's the true villain.
And
of
electrically conductive hook hands. We got to insulate those.
mankind. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that before the house blows up. You still see him hang,
Yeah.
get
Still getting
electrocuted, and then
fried.
the fucking house blows
Yep.
up. But yeah, now that's over. We'll start with Parker. What'd you think of the movie?
I thought it was really slow. I think it definitely, and we'll talk about it more when we talk about the poster, but I was expecting more. And in terms of like Alligator People, like I see where they went with the story, and I appreciated what they were trying to do, but it just it didn't hit all the points I wanted it to hit. Like I don't know. To me, it didn't even feel like a monster movie. And
That's fair.
it really
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
It just is like, this guy's got a bad set of skin rash. Like, it wasn't scary. Like I know that none of these are really scary, but it really didn't give you that like horror factor. I think the scariest character is Manon, and I mean, he's the true villain. And
He's
I think
terrifying.
Lon Chaney Lon Chaney he took that assignment and ran with it.
Yeah.
And he is definitely the most enjoyable part of the movie, even though he's a piece of shit. But like his performance on screen is like, okay, this is the scariest part of the movie, where the alligator people themselves you just feel sorry for him. You know, Paul's just he's a tragic character, and I think we probably could have workshopped some different titles for this movie. Alligator People just didn't seem right. I don't know. It's like middle of the road for me. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Will I see it again? I don't know. Probably not. If at some point we wanted to do some sort of like MST3K style thing with it, I think it would be fun. But I'm glad I got a collection where it has 3 other movies that hopefully are better, because this is definitely one.
Got to be good.
This is definitely one where I would be like, rent this one if you are wanting to see it, because I don't think it's really super worthy of a collection. But that's it. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Mikey?
Not dissimilar, but I'll put more of a positive spin on it. It did kind of have the Fly energy. I'm a big The Fly fan, so I did like that more sympathetic monster transformation thrust upon somebody, whether they like it or not. That's kind of a neat idea. Manon was extremely creepy. Like that, every scene with him was uncomfortable, and I know Chaney had some issues with like actual alcoholism and shit. I don't know if he was like actually drunk doing this, or if this is just him acting his ass off for this kind of movie. But
method acting.
Method acting. There we go. It kind of reminds me of his performance in Spider Baby, where it's like not the kind of thing he'd usually do. Like when you think about Lon Chaney, you think werewolf, but this and Spider Baby's got this weird like vibe to him, and I don't know how much of it is intentional, but he's really fun to watch. And then the lizard dude, pretty cool. They really could have just done the gator thing earlier and done a little bit more of a traditional monster movie thing, and it would have been fine. But I think the amount we get of the cool gator at the end, and then the skin condition gator through the rest of it, entertaining enough. Joyce was a pretty interesting character. The framing device was interesting. I don't think it was like necessary, like Parker mentioned, but pretty good. I liked it. You know, it was a surprise. I wasn't sure what to expect going in, but I'd watch it again.
Wife?
I agree with Parker more.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest. Would I watch it again? If we watched it, I probably wouldn't pay much attention to it, just because I know
you kind of got the beats already.
Yeah. I do like the makeup for him before he turns full on.
Yes.
Gator.
Before he goes full gator.
But yeah, it was all right.
We're going to 50-50 this bitch, because I'm going to go with Mikey on this. And I'd say for me, picking this movie based on one incredibly stupid line from my childhood, I think it paid off fairly well. I thought it was a little slow. There was not a whole lot of action. The framing device, again, take it or leave it. I didn't mind it being there. I kind of thought the little twist at the end was kind of nice, but literally if it wasn't there, I wouldn't have missed it. So it's like, whatever. There's like the movie's an hour and 14, 15 minutes, whatever it is. Like, it's got to be at least longer than an hour and 10. So let's add this framing device. So
push it to feature length. Yeah, true.
Yeah, right. And I like you said, like the reluctant or the unfortunate monster in this, and how he's really not a bad guy. It's literally just people trying to help other people. That's it. And it just didn't go well. And it was just him trying to fix it. And it was the actions of outside people that fucked it up. And that's just how it goes. It's actually not too dissimilar to the thought process behind a lot of the Romero. It's not generally the zombies that cause the disassembly of the situation. It's the people that cause it, and the zombies are just a side effect, if you will, of the whole thing. It's like everybody was fine in the mall until the bikers showed up, and everybody was fine inside the underground base with the bats on strings until Rhodes and everybody decided to go mutiny and section the groups off, and then Miguel decided, like, I'm just going to go up here and fucking open the gate myself because I'm wigging the fuck out. So it's that it kind of a little bit that I don't know if I want to give it that much credit, but it's definitely a one and done. Like, I'm glad I seen it. I know for sure if it was ever on, I probably would watch it, but I don't think I would actively seek it. However, I got a pitch, right? So this is about medical treatments gone wrong, turning people into monsters, right? I want to make a modern version, and it's about COVID-19. People get COVID vaccinations, turns them into crocodiles. This could be
crocodiles.
COVID-19.
COVID-19. I feel like Full Moon already made that secretly. They're waiting to release it.
Fuck them. This is my version of the movie. Listen, patent pending. This is how it's going to happen.
Patent pending.
Yes. So it's the same thing. Trying to help people. Horrible side effect goes wrong. Did not realize that was going to happen.
See, I actually wrote a
Sympathetic
note. I
moment.
didn't think I was going to bring it up for a modern
good,
version
thank
too,
God.
but since you did,
Please.
if every single Spider-Man spinoff hadn't bombed harder than a nuke, this movie would make a great backbone to a Lizard solo film. Imagine just if this was a Lizard movie, like Connor's like experimenting.
I mean, that's ultimately what he is. If you think about like Amazing Spider-Man, that's ultimately what happens, right?
Yeah. Just give him his own movie. Let him morb out. Give him his own Morbius. He's morbing.
I'm Lizard. What would you say? I'm crocking so hard.
It's crocking time.
Oh my God. No, DC would have to do it. Killer Croc.
No.
Oh, there we go.
They have though I would take the Connor one. I would take.
That's true. The Killer
Day in
Croc
the Life of a
movie would be
Lizard,
fun.
whatever we'll call it, a Marvel film. Anyway, that's it. We were kind of split 50-50. I'd say if you want to watch it, like I said, still on YouTube, just watch it for free.
Still watch it.
Like,
I wouldn't go out and get the DVD.
Yeah, don't spend money, please. But yeah, there you go. That is.
Wait, we gotta do the poster. We gotta do.
We need to talk about the poster.
Gotta do the poster.
I have it pulled up.
So we have a little segment here in honor of our friends over at Give Me Back My Action in horror movies in their side project Be Action. We look at the poster and we determine if the poster matches the movie or if the movie matches the poster. Mikey, what say you?
Let me get there's a specific phrasing on the poster I want to pull up. Let me check that really quick. Yeah, I will say it fits the movie aesthetically. You do see Paul with his scaly kind of appearance, but it does offer nerve-shattering terror as something you'll see in the movie, and I don't believe that is accurate at all. I don't think I got that one bit.
No.
And it did not make my skin crawl, but visually it's got the right tone. It's got the right look to it. I don't feel disappointed having seen the movie with that marketing. It's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say, no, go ahead. I don't want to jump in front of people. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. I was just pulling the poster up in case we're going to bring something up.
I was, but I don't want to get in front of anybody.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, when you see the shot over here, it's what, Manon? Is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
Manon?
Yeah, I think it is.
And he's got
Catch that.
Joyce there, and it just feels like this is like the way, just with that panel, this feels like a rape revenge movie.
That's kind of how Chaney plays it too, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of got that vibe, and there is, in fact, her with alligators. Now we see, again, like, what, 1.5 gator people this whole movie?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's all right.
Sorry, the gators are derpy looking.
They are very derpy.
I don't think the artist had ever seen a gator before.
I still think it's a cool poster. I do like how they put the title inside the body of a gator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with Mikey. I think the poster looks cool. It matches, I think, what the movie is. I mean, Paul doesn't fully look like that.
No,
they definitely exaggerated
the
it.
Imperial Godzilla lips, like that old Imperial Godzilla vinyl toy.
Because his hands he doesn't have like the claw hands or anything. Just get rid of that nerve-shattering terror, and I think the poster is perfect for what we get in this movie. Because you're seeing more alligators than you're seeing alligator people, and
that's true.
Yeah, so I think the poster and the movie go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Ham and ham.
Ham and ham.
Ham and ham.
Hey, what was dude's name? Hannon?
What now?
Mannon.
Mannon.
Ham and Mannon.
Yeah. Ham and Mannon.
All right. Now, with that being said, I believe we have to do the wheel.
We sure do.
Ooh.
We sure do.
Has it?
We added many more things to the wheel. One more before you spin it.
What?
Teenagers from Outer Space.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh,
that is by far one of my favorite garbage ass 50s movies. I cannot wait till we talk about it.
But I can't tell you anything about it.
What now?
One or two.
One.
Okay.
I think it's. I don't remember. Just leave it. It's fine.
What the heck? I don't want to be the one to.
One of the greatest monster villains. One of the greatest giant monsters ever portrayed on screen. One of the greatest laser gun effects ever portrayed on screen. It is a cinematic masterpiece, and it should be viewed by all. And by that, I mean it's a giant piece of shit, and I love watching this movie because it's fucking engaging. Unironically, not MST3K. It's funny as fuck just watching it.
All right. Good to go.
It's got diapers.
That's an ad.
I ad for diapers.
We're spinning the wheel. The wheel of monsters.
Babies, the scariest monsters of all.
Oh.
Youngery Monster of the
Yeah.
Deep.
No, I have to be. I have to be. This is the first movie I ever formally reviewed. I have to be.
Wow.
Long time ago, 2009.
I kind of wish it was the remake, but I love the original.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a show.
Yeah,
They did
it
4K
is.
of that.
It's gonna be something.
They definitely did 4K of that movie. So Youngery Monster of the Deep, 1967.
Something like that.
I think that sounds
It's
right.
it's in that period where you were getting a lot of very similar big monster movies, and South Korea wanted to pitch in.
Yeah, and South Korea never had a successful monster movie until The Host was the first successful one.
So Youngery, if you want to watch it, it is on FlixFling. You have to be a subscriber to that, or it's on Plex, or it's on ScreenPix for Apple TV.
Half of those sound
like
fake.
I'm gonna
most of
see.
them do.
I'm gonna see if there is a inexpensive.
You'll
There
be
it is.
happy to know, Parker. It's $9 on DVD right now.
And what year
Anyway.
is this from?
67.
All right, we're in the
why
back to the
it's
He'll
Sorry.
cut
60s.
that. He'll cut that out.
Back to the 60s, back to Korea.
Hey, I'm good with it. We're going back to kaiju stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. No alligator people.
Yeah.
Just a giant reptilian monster.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gamera, Korean style.
Yeah, even got the little light up eyes.
He does. It's true. And
Yeah,
he shoots
he's
fire.
very Gamera. Mm-hmm.
Dances with kids too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got anything else
It's not
before I
really
go into
terrible.
the final end of show bullshit?
Nope. I think that's it. Going to the final end of show
Think I'm
bullshit.
good, yeah.
So we got a lot of things. So this will be for May's Monster Zone. For your first episode of the Monster Zone, you're going to be getting a Patreon Vault exclusive re-release of 20 Million Miles to Earth.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Yeah, with the Ymir?
Yep.
That's a
That
classic.
kicks
So
ass,
2
dude.
straight Harryhausen movies back to back for from the Patreon.
Fuck you.
And yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff going on. April, we got our 200th episode coming out whenever this is released. It's probably around the same time. We're going to be covering Kingpin from 1990. When did that movie come out?
96, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah, the end of the 90s. So yeah, that will be our 200th episode. And yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff. We're going to be finishing up the Underworld series at some point. We talked about Duel from 1971, Steven Spielberg's first ever directorial film. And yeah, we're also going to be part of an awesome event called Live Stream for the Cure. It's going to be our 3rd year doing that event. It's May 16th through May 17th. On May 16th, I think it goes from like 8 p.m. to midnight or 4 p.m. to midnight. And then on day 2, it's 8 a.m. to midnight. And we are going to be Saturday the 17th at noon. So if you want to come watch us do whatever the hell we're going to be doing that day, make sure to hang out there at noontime on May 17th. And make sure to just hang out and support the live stream, because there's going to be a lot of amazing content creators, podcasters, all that doing some great things to help raise money for cancer research. So
Nice.
make sure to check that out.
Yeah. Be there or be an alligator. I don't know what
Mikey.
that means, but
You got anything going on other than hanging out with us that you want to share?
I've got a few guest spots coming up on other shows. I did just see that B Action uploaded their Guyver 2 Dark Hero episode.
Yes.
I am on that to talk about Guyver if you want to check that out. That's a good one. Not just because I was on it. It's a good movie. And, you got Charlie and you got Mickey and all the fun guys over there. You got Dustin. So definitely check that out. That's about it.
All right.
That's all I can talk about right now. Hey, I hyped it up. I did my part.
Yes. This camera.
hey,
I heard her.
We got a
she is
cameo.
real.
We got a cameo.
Hello. Tell us about the movie.
She didn't watch the whole thing.
No, but you got to get her on.
I've tried.
That is the first time I have seen her face on your screen,
no.
other than a hand.
She just needs to pop in for the last 5 minutes and be like, this is what doesn't need to be on camera. It could be off screen. This is what I think of the movie.
Nice.
That's it.
Anything else, Mikey? Sorry for that interruption.
No, that's we got another cameo.
Oh, nope.
No, that's about it for me, though. That's about it for me.
So yeah, all of Mikey's links will be down in the description. We'll link the episode for the Guyver 2 for B Action. That was a great episode. We definitely going to be covering it at some point over here since we covered the Guyver last year. So the Guyver 2 is definitely on our list to cover.
It's even better.
Oh man, I've heard great things about it.
You'll love it.
As for us, you can find us on all the social medias at Dissect That Film or Dissect That Film Pod. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/Dissect That Film, where you can support us for as low as $1 to get early access to episodes, uncut versions of the episodes that have all the fun pre-show, jeez. The pre-show stuff that we do and all of the fuck ups that we have in the middle of the show, they all stay in. You get to listen to them all. So I feel it's worth that $1. And we have other stuff coming down the road. So, go over there, support us if you can. If you would like to join our Discord, you can join the Patreon at the free tier as well to be able to access our fun Discord that we got going on. And I think that's about it. I don't know what else I got. Do we have anything else?
Probably not.
Okay.
Sounds right.
All right. Well, Dan, lead us out of here.
Thank you guys very much again for tuning into the Monster Zone. And we'll see you guys next time. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.